Young Joe was on the Breakfast Club. What I wanted to dive into is his overall story of how he transitioned from an addict and overdosing, and now he is made a complete 180 turn. Let 85 South Show host the BET Awards.
I love it. No, the Hip Hop Awards.
Hip Hop Awards, yeah. They are the epitome of hip hop, media, and just overall being cool. Are we a huge 50 Cent fan? Are we going to see 50 in Vegas?
If I have the money, and I would love to work with him.
Russ had a back and forth with a journalist.
His response was, as a journalist, you're not as important because at the end of the day, if you don't have an artist to write about,
you're irrelevant. October the 14th, 2024 at 6:37, Teddy said, "I know you got ass, but girl, can you cook?" What was going on right then, brother? You was hungry?
No, it was a lyric from a Dom.
Oh.
The LGBTQIA plus.
It's an I now? What's the I?
I don't. It's not even important to me because I'm not a part of it. So
God damn. What's up, people? It's your boy, way more fly than you, man. This is the Audio Dope Podcast. We checking in. Me and my player partner. What's happening, bro?
What it do? It's your boy, Teddy.
And we got a special. Sit up for this one. We have a special guest. We flew her in because we got budgets. You know what I'm saying? We ain't broke.
I'm Delta.
We ain't broke.
Brokey.
Okay. Delta Comfort. We ain't pay for the seat in front of that one. But introduce yourself, ma'am, please.
Hi, this is me, Paradise Paris, one of your most favorite controversial social media commentators, and I'm here in the A with my guy Waymo and Teddy, and I just checked in, y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate you
Definitely
for coming.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Your evening with us. You could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
but you're here with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
This is
gonna be great.
This is not the type of hard thing I was wanting in my mouth right now, but
So my question to you is, do you have like a introduction? Like we do introduction. People already know who we are, but for the people that may not know who you are, just kind of give them a brief.
It ain't many people who don't know who I am.
I will talk your shit then.
So if you do not know who I am, your best bet is to go and Google me.
There you go.
Google me.
Okay. And you say, well...
Or you can search me on TikTok. You can search me on Twitter. Search me on Facebook. You can search me on Instagram.
On one of your platforms, you consider yourself the timeline terrorist.
Is.
Okay, got it. All right. Then we already...
Silver 2 key behavior.
New dope, man. So on this segment, I break down the segments as we go, move forward in the show. But new dope is just anything that you've been exposed to that's new, that's fresh. It could be music. It could be a song. It could be an album. It could be a poem, whatever that you have been listening to lately.
Oh, I got a couple people that have been really, like...
Yeah, that was from the depths of your soul.
I've been drinking a lot of water.
Gotcha.
I gotta stay hydrated.
Got it.
So a couple people that I have been really, really tuned into. I like Big X the Plug's new album.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Glorilla.
Okay.
Yep.
Amazing. Every number that she got, it was earned.
Big Glow.
Listen to both of them on the flight today.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of recently, Larry June is like one of my favorite artists. I be tripping. I be selling dope. I be fucking bitches.
Yeah, okay.
Good job.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Okay, yeah, you
Doing
officially,
numbers.
yeah, you're official now. We're big June advocates over here. So
Kevin Gates is one of my favorite artists.
Really?
The newer Kevin, no.
Okay.
But
Two phones, Kev.
Yes.
Two phones and back.
Isla Kev.
Okay.
Neon lights, Kev.
Yeah.
Yes, Beyond the Lights.
Yeah.
And all of that Kevin. And then I would say all the way up to Kaza.
Okay.
So everything from when he was performing like down in El Dorado, Arkansas, and when he was, moving around, and they was giving him small shows. I've seen him in concert more than any other time. So when I'm in the gym, I know y'all didn't think I work out. I do this. I got a little stamina. But when I'm in the gym, Kevin, he used to keep me going, and he has officially been retired, and now Larry is
it for you?
It's the new plug.
Every time I go in the gym, I'm like,
Larry,
what Spotify? What Larry doing?
Larry
We
definitely.
gonna check in with
he,
him.
he definitely makes motivational music. What you got, bro? What you been on?
Definitely, yeah, The Glow. Shout out her team, like Bella and them, because I seen Felly actually wrote the record.
I saw
with,
that.
with Money Long.
Yeah.
So
Friend
yeah.
of the show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, the Glow project is dope. I haven't tapped into Big X. I need to do that one.
Okay.
The Dom project was I liked it. It's still in that space where like I'm in a nostalgic. I want the old Dom.
Yeah.
But it ain't disappoint me for now. I like Dom and his new project. And then shout out Fabo, man. He got a new not the. Y'all know who Fabo is?
I hope we talking about the only
With a P or F?
Do we
Oh
know
no.
who Fabo
Oh,
is?
never mind. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
So I always like to name drop Fabo to check the
Oh,
R&B
it is the new
coolness of the
Fabo.
situation.
Oh, it's R&B. Okay, well, thought you were talking about Tatted Up.
Shout out Fabo, Phabo, all
Okay.
my R&B heads. They already know who I'm talking about. But
Right.
goddamn, he dropped a new pack, Kissing in the Club. Man, that shit is so hard.
Okay.
Shout out Black Wax.
It's a record or it's a like EP or
It's a little 2-pack
I got
EP,
you.
but like definitely like dig into him. Like Fabo
Yeah.
is hella dope. He been out for a couple years now.
I'm gonna
so.
put that in my
Oh.
rotation.
The baby don't get enough credit. His project's solid. Straight
He
front to
just
back.
ripped it to shreds.
Yeah,
like
you did. You was doing
last time
good.
around.
You was doing good.
My bad, but
And the reason why I say that is because I feel like the baby, it was underwhelming for me.
okay.
I'm a Baby on Baby, the Baby fan.
Same.
I just feel like, and I said this on the show too, I want him to play with different flows and cadences, like switch it up a
Agreed.
little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know that probably is coming with the album, but I didn't get into this last project that he just
I would
dropped.
say that the last project, to me personally, it was more so catered to women instead of
Okay.
him authentically rapping how he raps.
Gotcha.
And that's why I love Baby on Baby, because technically I identify as a gay black man. So, a lot of times when, I'm listening to these songs, the hood in me, it
I
come
got
out.
you. Okay.
So I can actually say that this particular project, the reason why I did enjoy it, because you can tell he trying to feed into his female audience, which I
Okay.
feel like he trying to do some making up.
Yeah.
It's a nice project. It does have replay value, but it's one of the things where you play when you getting ready to turn up and go to the club.
I got you. Okay. For me, well, everybody know I'm a lifer. So Currency and DJ Fresh drop EP or album. I don't even know what they call it anymore. But my favorite record on there is Thought Me Out. Go check it out if you haven't heard it. It is the best song on the album. Shout out to Currency, always dropping new fresh music. Who else I'm on? I like Glow. I like the Glow project. I was listening to that. I like the record with her and Lotto a lot.
Same.
Man, Let Her Cook is the hardest one on
Let
there
Her
to me.
Cook.
That shit's so fucking hard. Like, yeah.
Let me cook.
And I think I'm just becoming more and more. And I've been listening to Money Long lately too.
I don't like her album.
You
I
don't?
didn't get into it either. I need to give it like a real try
No.
because a lot of people said it was like a great R&B album, and I'm
Yeah.
an R&B head, but it just like I ain't never really like was compelled to dig into it.
If it were good, it wouldn't have took me 2 listens.
I started tapping into Money Long, the person versus the artist. So I watched her interviews before I listened to the music. So I watched her on R&B Money podcast. I watched her when she was on, I think she was on Sway in the, was it Sway in the Morning? I think she was on Sway in the Morning. Then she did another pod.
Yeah, her story is amazing.
Yeah.
She's been around
Oh,
a
she was
long
on Joe.
time.
Yeah, she was on Joe Button.
Yeah.
She's been around some
Yeah,
time.
and I tapped into her. I didn't know that she was a dope writer. She started
was.
off writing.
Yeah.
So and then I went back and I
And she used to
listen
be
to the
under
music.
another name. She
Yeah.
used to
I
put
forgot.
out music prior.
Sure
I
did.
know about her. But
Yeah, Money is dope. And she's from Florida.
She
Yeah.
is incredible. She is exceptionally great. But I think that she it's not going to be this project for me. It's
I got
going to
you.
be the next one, because I feel like once she gets the flow of knowing what the reception is from this one,
Mm-hmm.
she's one of those artists. She's going to go back, recurate,
Right.
and then that next one
It's gonna be
is
it.
going to be crazy.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
And before you move in the spirit, since you said Florida,
Yeah.
shout out to our favorite depressed individual. Shout out to the crib, motherfucking Roderick Wade.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
727. Goddamn.
Oh, that's his boy.
I'm telling you.
Stay
What's
right
what's
away.
y'all hive name? What y'all have?
I'm not in the hive because
The
I'm not
fat
depressed.
the fat people.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm not depressed like that. So, but he got a record. He got a record on there called 25. That's so hard. But I mean,
I'm
again,
gonna give him a shot. Man.
he's doing things that other niggas is not
That is
doing.
true, and he's consistently doing it. He doesn't do any gimmicks.
Nothing.
It's no extra clout chasing.
None of
he
that
stays in his
shit.
own lane. And shout out to him for making over 100K in units for hip hop. Like nobody's doing that.
I got my hand raised. So I have my only ick with Rod Wave is I want to. Well, I don't know that he doesn't do this, but I would like for him to make more. Well, dive into like party records just to see his versatility, right? Because we know he can make the music that touches you. We've seen it. That's how he cultivated most of his fan base. I would like to see him make the party records, play with different producers, different flows and stuff like that. That's the type of rap that I like. So that's probably why I kind of stayed away from Rod Wave, because it just seemed like, oh, I ain't depressed all the time, nigga. I'm good.
I never heard of his music making me depressed. It was just one of the things. But when I heard his sound, I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
That's
when
what
I heard
it is.
his sound, it was just like, I tried.
It's dope.
But he doesn't do it for me at
Yeah.
all. Like I don't. He's one of those artists where it's like I don't hear what you guys hear.
Right. Okay. Got you. Young Dro was on the Breakfast Club. I'm pretty sure by now everybody's seen it. I really feel like the interview was overshadowed. Well, the media is always going to media. So the media overshadowed the interview with the bullshit between him and comedian K-Dub, the back and forth about K-Dub laughing at his journey of sobriety or whatever, or his journey of addiction back to sobriety. But what I wanted to dive into is his overall story of how he transitioned from an addict and overdosing and his daughter being addicted to drugs. And now he has made a complete 180 turn. He's speaking at schools now, performing at schools. He has a foundation. Like, these are the things that should be highlighted, especially in rap where we just so overly saturated with negativity. We were talking about it earlier. Negativity and just, the space of not being vulnerable or not being able to speak about your truths outside of just putting it into the music. So he got a dope story, man. I've been a Young Dro fan since, the day one mixtape with Drama. So did y'all seen the interview?
I did see the interview. I'm
Thoughts?
a huge Dro fan.
Okay.
Like way back as a kid, right? When he was Polo Dro, baby.
Okay.
So
Wait, okay, hold on. So what's the, well, I already know his age. What year you graduated high school?
12.
Okay. Damn. Whew. Shit.
I keep telling y'all I'm a hood nigga.
Yeah.
I'm a hood nigga.
You
for
graduated high school in 2012.
I did.
Jesus Christ.
And you gotta realize, like, I genuinely grew up around all boys. My cousin that my dad raised is 9 years older than me.
Okay.
So I've been around as far as like the music and hip hop and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, your cousin my age. So
Right.
yeah.
So one of the things that I want to highlight, we do not speak positively enough about Black men in hip hop,
Right.
adjacent to hip hop, doing things as a collective to keep hip hop moving on a positive flow, such as David Banner, such as Killer Mike, such as Bon B.
Wait, time I go back. Who was the second person you said?
Killer Mike.
Say it again.
Killer Mike.
Okay, thank you. Keep going.
Mr. Michael.
Keep going.
Great album, by the way.
Keep going. Go ahead. Hey, Teddy know why he laughing, but it's okay. Go ahead.
But I'm so happy to see Young Dro doing it, because we hear about a lot of people in Atlanta that do groundwork in Atlanta,
Yeah.
from Jeezy to T.I. Like, this is their city. Ludacris, they're here. They do things in the city, but it's a whole nother thing when he's taking time to say, hey, I'm going to tackle the part that we never address. It's one thing to give back money. It's another thing to go
Give
and be
book
a part
bags
in
and
the
all that good
schools. I feel like that's something we see commonly, where they make their presence known to the children, but genuinely speaking, even making their presence known, there's no real action or change with the children.
Got you.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about dealing with something with addiction, and you're not dealing with the homeless just temporarily for Thanksgiving holidays and stuff like that, like, you're really making a change. And he has a team.
For sure.
He if you go to his page, you see his whole entire organization. You see where he's speaking and things like that. And I just love seeing how he's able to do that, and he's also a reflection that you can come out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's your take, bro?
My take is like how she took it to a bigger scope. I'm gonna take it to like another bigger scope, right? So like I'm in a space where I love to see like our hip hop artists actually live and grow older and make it to the other side.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're in a space where like it ain't even cool no more to sell dope. These niggas they make music about being fucking junkies and crashing out and killing one another. How many artists have died over the past like 12 to 24 months, right? So to see him make it through addiction, speak on addiction, still be here with us. Then Bun B, he done made it. He's a great rapper. Now he's a businessman with the Trill Burgers.
Yep.
Project Pat, he's a fucking pastor. Like, you know, like the list
And
can
Trey
go.
Beard.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and speak about all the groundwork he does. Like,
Right.
so it's just dope to see like people in hip hop like actually mature and be here. Like that, even just at the bare minimum, be alive, be here, be present. Because it's just we've been plagued with this dark cloud of people, well, death, jail, you know, all kinds of, I don't even dig into Diddy, but like, you know, all these different negative clouds that have covered our genre. It's always great to me to see people like mature, grow, live through this shit.
And let's just also take it to a higher level. I'm grateful to be able to see where people are doing it. And they don't have to be on Jay-Z's level to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that level of respect, like I'm from Arkansas, Project Pat is literally like a hero for us. Like
For real?
You know, Memphis is 2 hours across the or it's literally just right across the bridge. 2 hours from me, but right across the bridge. So with us seeing where you have entertainers that have a history of providing us some form of culture that we can reminisce to put you back in a nostalgic moment. And they may say, this is who I used to be, but this is where I am now. We're seeing the growth and elevation of Black men.
Right.
I love that because y'all get such a vile reputation.
Talk about it.
Please
It's just
speak on it.
unnecessary. So when we're talking about these community figures now, where they're down there, you can see them. They're not these, you know, people who you got to go and hand money to perform for you and do theatrics. No, they letting you know I'm a regular person and I'm going through whatever you going through. I've been there before and I'm going to help you come out of it. And it's not just about the money. It's about the visibility and showing that they're human.
Yeah.
Arkansas. What's y'all major highway?
Highway 65.
That's
And
65. That run north and south. Yes.
yes.
What about
And
east and west?
20.
I was gonna ask about 20. Okay.
Highway 20.
Got it.
What part are you from?
I'm from Southeast Arkansas.
Okay.
The 870, baby, to the day I die, baby.
Okay. All right.
870.
Represent your clique.
Southeast Arkansas for sure.
Are there any major artists that came from Arkansas, or y'all kind of gravitate more
Yes.
towards the Memphis Sound?
No, there are major artists that did come from Arkansas, and shout out to Bankroll
I'm about
Freddie.
to say Bankroll Freddie. That's the one I know.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, put me on.
Well,
Got you.
Freddie just had a belated birthday. I personally remember I was on campus at UAPB, and I remember Chan, shout out to Chan, when him and Freddie used to come on campus and Chan had a charger.
Okay.
And Freddie used to be rapping out the car.
Got you. Okay.
And so it to me, right, like I know a different person than, but I happy belated birthday to Freddie and free Freddie. Free
I'm about to
Freddie.
say,
He's
he
locked
still
up.
in?
Okay.
Well, he beat majority of the cases. He's still fighting, but he beat majority of the cases.
Free that boy.
But other than that, there are up and coming rising artists out of Arkansas, and I genuinely hope that more artists are able to get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
You heard of an
Because-
artist named Quintelli?
No.
No. I was working with an artist named Quintelli out of Arkansas, and we did a lot of dope shit. But he's from Little Rock.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
yeah.
familiar with Little Rock. But also,
How far is
please
Little Rock
note
from where you grew up?
where I grew up? 2.5 hours. But also, please note that I'm no longer in Arkansas as much either. So.
Got you. Okay. It's Friday. It's payday. You headed to work. What's the first thing you throwing on when you get in your car?
I don't work on Fridays. and I get paid on Tuesdays.
Oh shit! Damn.
But if that's the case,
yeah. Well, switch it to Tuesday.
Thursdays are my Fridays.
Okay.
To be honest with you,
I wish your go-to. I'm in the car. I'm gonna do 85. Don't
every
care.
chance that I get by Lil Baby.
Damn. Okay.
And if it's not that, it's gonna get it's gonna be damn, it's Key Glock and it's a bag. I think that's the name of the song. It's gonna be one of them two.
What about you, bro? What's that turn up song for you?
Man, that shit be everywhere right now.
No, favorite all time. Like
all
I ain't gonna say
time?
all time, but like automatic go to. You know that it's gonna put you in a good mood.
Yeah, I don't have like all time. Like my shit just be moving around. Like that's what I'm saying. Like right now it's either Child by Bryson.
Okay.
Or
that just came on the other day in my car. Gotcha.
Yeah, Child by Bryson. What's the Schoolboy record? Or Larry. Fucking what's the shit?
Which one? Nah, come on.
What's the it's escaping me. It's the record that just went gold.
Was it like it
Not
wasn't
a
like
good
a Mac, was it?
Nah,
No.
that's
Did he just do the video for it?
he just did a video for Like a Mac. But damn, it's escaping me. It's a Larry record.
Larry June record. Okay.
Oh, favorite all time, Dom. When I Come Around, bam.
Okay.
I put that bit.
All right. There we go. Now we talk. Okay. Now we talk.
Play it at my funeral. I've said this several times. Like,
yeah.
Let me take you on a date. You ain't gotta wait. Like, put Dom on at my funeral. Put it on at my baby shower. Put it on at a wedding.
At
like,
the baby shower.
Put it on
everything.
Anytime.
Okay.
Like, yeah. When I Come Around. Yeah.
For me, it's Lil Baby Frozen, or Savage and Thugger Rich Nigga Shit. If you ride with me, you gonna hear them two songs at least 3 times. Both of them.
Ew.
Yeah. Those are my shits. Like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. You put that shit on this time.
I love some Get Money music.
all the time.
I don't know what it is.
I can have $5 on me. It don't even
I
matter.
love some Get Money music.
It don't even matter.
I be like, I'm finna go to the trap. I don't even know what the trap is, but I'm finna go to the trap, baby. I love some Get Money music.
So did y'all know that they had the BET Awards a couple days ago?
Hell no. I found out the same day. I was like, what these people talking about?
That was so disappointing. It was so disappointing for me. Just from a standpoint of, I just remember the anticipation leading up to the awards. Like, even the people that are active on Twitter, hey, y'all, the awards coming on. We gonna watch it as a family.
Correct.
Like those tweets, or they roll out who's gonna be performing in the ciphers, or who's gonna be, awarded the Icon Award or the BET Lifer Award or whatever.
People who were in the media spaces to do skits and advertisements, and then they would give money to certain type of networks to run ads, and we would be flooded with ads and the blogs.
Listen, they need to bring back, let 85 South Show host the BET Awards.
I love it. No, the Hip Hop Awards.
Hip Hop Awards, yeah.
Let them host the Hip Hop Awards
every year, because to me, they are the epitome of hip hop media and just overall being cool and getting us excited about award shows again. Like, they do the skits, they funny, you know what I'm saying? They can hold a crowd, they do impromptu, all of that good stuff, man. Shout out to them guys, man.
And they need to start allowing social media influencers to host the BET Award.
Okay.
From the red carpet event, because that used to be a 7-day thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Why are we not, like, we have lost so many recipes, and I know that this is going to be a dark cloud, but I have to bring it up.
Oh, shit.
What the Diddy situation has showed is we lost recipes, because I was very disheartened when the 50-year hip hop came up, and it was like nobody did anything. You didn't have Jermaine doing anything. It was like news was breaking about Diddy. He was in the lawsuit.
JD spoke about that too. He was vocal about that. Yes.
He was fucked up about it, but you didn't do anything.
Right.
Jay-Z, Jermaine is a hip hop legend.
For sure. Of
course.
So it's like when you have people like Manny Fresh as a producer, or Stash Scorts, and you have the Eminems and the Dre's, and you have all of these people. Like every year, you can't talk about people not making a new hip hop list, and then you seeing Drewski, and you're saying Kai Cenat, and you're saying Duke Dennis and the Joe Budden pockets. Like you're seeing all of these people center themselves around hip hop and newer artists, and
they're not even being recognized or utilized.
We're not using our resources prominently the way that we can. And it's cool to get on TikTok and see somebody got a little hip hop page. It's cool to get on YouTube to see somebody have a little hip hop page, but we're not getting the basis of the music the way that we should, because what I'm learning is we have lost a lot of recipes.
Of course.
We lost a lot of them, and even down to the current promotion of them. It used to be a time where you could not turn on a TV station and or whatever show you wanted to watch, it wasn't coming on because they were already filming and showing the BET Awards or the Hip Hop Awards. And that part of Black culture is very necessary for us.
Of course.
Teddy, you seen the awards though, right? Mm-hmm. A portion of it, I should say.
First misstep. It should have never been moved from Atlanta to Las Vegas. First step.
Okay.
That shit was at Dre's, a nightclub. I was just like both of y'all. I had no idea that this shit was coming on, and I got on Twitter and like I saw I forgot bro name from Apple Music, but he was complaining about it. I was like, oh shit, that shit do come on tonight. So I logged into BET and I cut that shit on, and I'm like,
wait, you logged into BET?
Yeah, I was on my computer.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I was gonna say because the reason why I said that is because it wasn't on TV. It was on TV though, right?
I think it was on TV, but I was at the studio, so I got like
it was on TV.
Okay,
but yeah, I went on that shit, and I'm like was confused instantly because like again, it was in a nightclub, and I saw no celebrities, right? It was just like, I mean, common folks like in the crowd, like, so I'm like, well, where are the rappers at? Like, and then the first person I saw performing was E40. Then I saw Trina, and I mean, shout out to the goats and greats of like our genre and stuff like that. But I'm just like, what's going on?
And why don't we know
it?
this? Like, because with Trina, my favorite female rapper.
Come on, Trina Bean.
But even with E40, we're talking about people who have a prominent residential neighborhood in the sector of hip hop.
Yeah.
We should have known that. Like, E40 is very important to the fucking base. So
absolutely.
Why are we like, there's
who hosted? Who?
It's just
Fat Joe was the host.
Oh.
Fat Joe was the host.
And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge Dipset. I'm not really big on Terror Squad and Dipset. He's still a very prominent figure in hip hop. He should not have been hosting.
Well, I think that's also a push for his new show on Stars.
Yeah, I think that's what the alignment was.
So he has a new podcast
but I still don't
series.
think he should.
Yeah, he has a new podcast. Or if you watch Stars, I watch Stars because of Power and all that stuff. But you've been seeing like Stars.
I be canceling my subscription
right after it's over.
Stars been pushing.
It's only because of 50.
Well,
I'm only there because of 50.
I'm pirating. I'm using somebody else's passcode, so he keep it year round. But Fat Joe is pushing his show. It's an interview series, so I think the first guest was like Method Man, and then he's gonna continue to interview rappers or whatever. But I think that's a play on to get promotion for that particular show.
And it may be. I just think it was done in poor taste.
Yeah.
Usually, what would happen is in traditional segments, right? There would be a skit or some type of little thing
just promotion.
Where they will allow him to use their platform, or it would be a video or something like where they would allow him to use their platform. But we're missing so many things in the element of hip hop. For one, I miss the crossovers of gospel music into hip hop artistry.
Yeah,
I miss having the R&B artists collaborate with the hip hop artists.
Yep,
and they sing the hook because singers sing and rappers rap, and they should not be fucking crossing. Like
stop.
I tweeted that shit the other day. I'm over it, bro.
That's his shit.
Stop cutting corners. Stop cutting the corners. Pay the artists.
For sure.
Pay the artists. There are so many times where I've heard a song where I'm like, Jasmine Sullivan's soulful voice could go well on this particular hip hop song, or Ari Lennox, or Summer Walker. She does great at collaborating.
Yeah.
Or even then, we have so many R&B artists that are not actually getting shine.
Talk about it.
Where are they?
You know why? It's because we hit that space where rappers started getting melodic. I know everybody likes to talk about Drake, but I'm like, you gotta go further back because Ja, which is one of my favorite rappers, was like on the inception of that shit, right? But Ja and Drake, you know, like where we get to this monotone crooning, and it gets to a point where, hey, I don't need an R&B artist on the hook, but then it minimizes the current R&B artists because you got rappers thinking they can do it all. Yeah. And when I hear like a project like Glows, and then I see the record with T-Pain, and I'm like,
this is what we're missing.
This feels refreshing.
Yep.
That's my favorite song on that
structure.
album.
Yep. You know, there's a solid verse and hook. There's structure to it.
And we're missing bridges.
Definitely missing bridges, but it's like, I don't know. We so fucked when it comes to this stuff.
We're better at it as a team, and I think that is something that people are not genuinely grasping the concept of, because even Latto did it on her album, and it's like, why are we getting away from that? You know, or even Megan Thee Stallion with Victoria Monet. She has a song called "Spin," and that's what y'all need. And it's cool when you got hip hop artists or rappers. They're rapping together on a song. Right. That's cool. All right, cool. Y'all doing y'all big win. Y'all giving hot 16s. But what we need songs with replay value. Yeah. And the best songs with replay value is always a rap artist and a R&B artist
on the hook. But I would say this, because I was saying this shit the other day, right? I don't know why I used to be, and I say used to be because it's of this week that I've turned the corner. I was one of those niggas that, like, I wouldn't say it on the timeline, you know, because of politics, but quietly be like, yeah, I'm tired of this coochie rap and like, you know, I was one of those niggas, right? But you know what? The women rappers are having so much more fun and making so much greater records because all niggas do is rap about pain and crashing out and being junkies, and the records are unstructured. Niggas just be rapping for 2 minutes and like, bro, it's not fun anymore. Yeah.
But I want to add to that. We can still say that and also say that I'm tired of coochie rap, because what I'm sick of, what I'm sick of is the comparison of Lil' Kim, Trina, Eve, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sick of the comparison of saying, well, they did it too. Yes, but those women also had other songs that made you feel like women's empowerment. Yep. They also made you feel like you wanted to get up and do something for yourself, or like Tambourine with Eve, or with Lil' Kim. With Eve. True, Love is Blind with Eve, or with Lil' Kim, and she had not just How Many Licks, right? Because that would be the pussy rap. But she also had the song with Missy Elliott, and I forget the name of it. But it's just so many other songs. Like Trina, she had Diamond Princess, and then she had the song with Kelly Rowland. Here we go. Like, why are the female rap artists so afraid of making heartbreak songs? Why are y'all always anti-men? And that's one of the reasons why I love Latto, because she know how to make a love song. Yeah. I mean, and it's necessary, because it's one thing to champion, you know, your sexuality or be very, you know, you take ownership of what you love and how you like to do, but you can't keep remixing pussy with the same flow in the same cadence and keep my attention.
What you was about to say, bro?
No, I was going to say it was two things. I was going to chime, like, that's a part of why we're saying, like, the Glow Project sounds good. Because, like, even the record with Money Long, it's a modern day Love is Blind.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, being brave, stepping into that fold and having diversity to the music you're delivering as a woman. Now, the only thing I will say, you know, as a man, and especially as a black man, you're not supposed to have an opinion on women rappers. But that's my biggest thing, right? Is that rap is a sport, but it's not a physical sport like basketball or football. Yeah. Of course, Angel Reese can't step on the court. She should get knocked the fuck out playing with Draymond Green.
Right.
Because a man is a man, and when he want to dunk on a bitch, he gonna goddamn do that. Yeah. When it comes to like skill, putting records together, rapping, like women and men are 100% equal. So
absolutely,
why can't we express critique and opinion upon women without being crucified, just like men have always been critiqued?
And I think you just gotta not give a fuck.
That too. And I'm going to add to that and say, anytime a woman say, well, men do it too, you discount your entire argument of saying men cannot speak on women in rap. Because one of the main reasons why Glorilla, as well as not Glorilla, Glorilla and Sexy Red. That's what I was thinking. One of the reasons why both of those women win is because men listen to their music.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, the other artists, they don't have a man audience, a heterosexual man.
Right.
All those other women artists, they have women, the LGBTQIA plus intersectionality group, and
It's
there's only so far.
What's the I?
I don't. It's not even important to me because I'm not a part of it. So
God damn.
I try to
They
respect
just be
it,
adding letters.
but it's a lot. But yeah, so what I'm saying is, you have to have men listening to these artists and liking their music in order for them to stay afloat. They're not gonna get. We see it. It's already died.
Right.
They're not getting carried off of just women
alone.
and the LGBTQIA plus community alone. They're not. It's not going to help them. So you have to be willing to take feedback and criticism, because that looks like great support when men are listening to Glorilla ride down the street, and you can tell this music also helps them to understand us.
You mentioned something earlier. You said, you mentioned heartbreak songs, right? What's your go-to? Not to say that you're in this particular space, but what's your go-to heartbreak song? R&B.
Keep Your Head Up by Shaka Khan.
Oh, that's my shit. You don't have to leave. No, that's not it. What that is?
Keep your head up. Don't say you love.
Okay,
him.
no, I'm thinking about something.
It was on the Tyler Perry movie.
Okay.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where they filmed it here. So I love that song.
Okay.
And it's really, to me, it's extremely inspirational.
I think jazz got the most gut-wrenching, vividly written heartbreak songs.
Jazz?
Like Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan. Okay.
She does. And I'm going to tell
I'm
you.
in love with another man.
That's not the
Bitch,
one.
fight me. Like,
I promise you. Hurt me so good.
Yeah.
That song speak to my soul so bad, I want to go get it to my nigga right now.
Goddamn. Okay.
Right, like, what?
Lost one on the last album. Like,
Let me see, what's
Lions,
mine?
Tigers, and Bears. Like,
She does have.
she
That's my
has some
shit.
of the most gut-wrenching,
I'm gonna tell
vividly
you who
written
else
songs.
does
Yeah.
though. Fantasia
She does.
and K Michelle, because it's something about the way that they sing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I felt that.
You feel
from
it.
Yeah. For
and
sure.
Monica do too. Monica don't get a lot of recognition for her passion in music anymore as much as she should.
kicked one of them doors down. She up there. She's in that.
But Monica has so much other
Absolutely.
like her project where it's I think it's called it has the song I Am Free on there, but that album has a song on it called Lesson Learned.
Okay.
And baby, when
That's
I
it.
tell you
That's it.
she was on there talking that shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Gunica, man. Love me some Gunica. 50 Cent is coming to Vegas. We excited. We going. Like, how do we feel about 50 Cent just announced, well, he didn't announce, but they just announced that he has a Vegas residency. He should rake in about 15 million. That's what the estimate is. How we feel about that? Are we a huge 50 Cent fan?
We
Are we going to see 50 in Vegas?
If I have the money.
Okay.
If I have the money. It's nothing that he touches that I wouldn't support. I actually do want him to start something such as like Revolt.
Okay.
And I would love to work with him. I would love to be under his guidance and his, dominion. I feel like he is such a multifaceted person.
Yeah.
And he genuinely understands the business. And 50 Cent is not a perfect person, but in comparison to the other people that are in the industry, he rides his own lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of 50 Cent, the brand.
Same.
So music, film, cinema, not so much the liquor, because I ain't never tasted this liquor. He always promoting
His
it.
books,
But yeah,
everything.
Books, just his overall business savvy. All his interviews I listen to, because
his interviews.
he drops a lot of gems, especially when it comes to just talking about business and how he kind of meticulously went through the game and kind of took over in certain aspects and learned from a lot of different people. He attaches himself to some very, very smart individuals. So I respect that.
And he's loyal to his business partners.
For sure.
And that's something that you don't genuinely see a lot. I respect that he has cultivated this actual real personal friendship with Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And it's like at no given point in time, those three people, 50 fucking with them.
I can see myself going to residency in Vegas with 50.
Yeah.
He got records.
No, he definitely has.
And he
records.
got a lot of them. He got a lot of them.
He does. And bitch, I'm the man.
Yeah.
With Chris Brown. He stepped on that one. Like
I just want to hear Big Rich Town.
that too. With Joe.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy because
it's a real song.
I want 50, and I know he's not, but I want him to come back to music.
Nah, it's okay.
Nah.
It's okay.
Why not?
I think he's
a whole album.
Nah, let me tell you.
No.
Listen,
Not a whole album. I just want him to
I tell you
drop
what
a
I
couple
do
songs
want.
here and there.
He could make an EP off of the intros of all his shows, because all them intros banging.
He could. Every single last one of them.
All the Power series, even
Nah, but do you remember in real time? Because we all on Twitter when he
Don't be
switched
telling my
it up
business.
to.
Oh, nigga, we wanted
He
to fight him.
switched it to Trey, and everybody was like, "Record scratch."
Yeah, nah,
what
nah.
the
Wait
fuck?
Fitty, what did you do?
a minute.
That was,
I have
and
to say
and we ain't
this.
seen Trey since. We
No.
haven't.
I gotta say this. I am. I know y'all. I know. I'm one of the people where I separate the person from the artist.
No.
I'm a huge Trey Songz music fan.
Oh yeah.
And I did like, it wasn't better than Joe's,
No,
but
it was
I
not.
was comfortable with that replacement.
You know what that felt like? And this is where I date myself. That felt like that season where Fresh Prince, where we had Black Aunt Viv, and then we came back, and then here come this light-skinned woman, and ain't nobody tell us why the fuck there was a switch. And they just kept on going.
They
like
just
we
kept
just
going.
wasn't gonna know that this
Same
was a
thing with
different
my wife
old
and
woman.
kids. Yeah,
Yes.
it was like, why y'all didn't? What was this about?
I don't want to touch you. I ask you that later.
You gonna ask me off camera?
No, just about separating the artist from the individual, because I have a few examples. But so Teddy, are you going to see 50 in Vegas? You excited about it?
It's dope. It's amazing. I'm not going to see 50 in Vegas. No, I'm cool.
I love 50 Cent, and I'm happy that he is doing something so incredible to the point where it's still reachable.
Yeah.
Like, he feels like, we know he's big. Like, 50
for
has
sure.
a lot of star power.
No, he's a megastar.
But he feels extremely accessible.
Yeah, he's a megastar. Have you been to a show in Vegas, residency of any kind?
Hell no.
No, that's not your thing.
It's not that it's not my thing. It's more so of like, I'm one of them people where I'm a little bougie.
Okay.
So I need to have my money in,
Gotta be
Oh
done
yeah,
a
you
certain
want to
way.
travel
Yeah,
and
like-
do it the right way.
And I'm also one of the people where when I come back home, I ain't trying to worry about no bills or
Yeah.
so. When I travel, I like to travel comfortably and kind of like, I ain't looking at this account. I'm
got
gonna
you.
spend it. When I get home, I know it's still gonna be something else.
No,
Yeah.
understood.
The last show I went to in Vegas was I went and saw Usher, and that was amazing.
I wish I would have saw him.
I wouldn't mind seeing 50. I've always been a fan of his music. I would love to see 2 Chainz in Vegas.
I like 2 Chainz.
I would.
And I love his wife.
Yeah, I would.
I love them.
Yeah, I would. I like them. I like
I
the
like
dynamic they
everything
have.
that he does as an individual
For sure.
too, but his music,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
my dude.
incredible.
So J. Cole released, what's the name of the track, bro?
I think it's called like Port Antonio or something.
Port
like
Antonio,
that.
and
I
that's
don't know
this
what the
was
hell it's called.
this was so this
It's
that
5
wasn't a
minutes
feature.
long.
It wasn't a feature, though. This was his record, right?
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
rapping.
it's just him.
Okay, and he addressed the whole
Drake and Kendrick.
situation with Drake and Kendrick and him backing out of combat or the battle between the two of them. How do we feel about that record?
I mean, how I feel is it proves that Cole is an immaculate rapper.
Yes.
He's a great rapper.
True.
But
What you finna say, light skin?
but it's like where he's at now, like he can't be in. He asked for smoke all along the way.
Yeah.
He did.
And he turned his back and left.
Right.
The stuff he's talking about in the record, like, you know, if you got a gun and, you know, it makes you down. Like, bro, like, you just gotta. I think with Cole, to be honest with you, he just need to make new music and power forward, bro. Leave that whole situation behind. Like, because the more he talks on it, the more we remember that he backed out of it. And what I'm gathering too is that I think that the people around him gassed him up
to do that.
Because I don't want us to ever forget he put out that 7-minute drill record.
That shit was fire.
You thought it was fire?
Loved it.
Nah.
I'm gonna be honest. Cole is my top 5.
Yeah, he's in my top.
He's my top 5.
Yeah.
So it's genuinely. First of all, I'm extremely critical of him, but it's rare that he does something that I am not fucking with, and I'll be quite candid. If him and Kendrick would have went in battle, I think that
it would have been a better battle.
It would exactly.
It would have been a better battle.
It would have been a way better battle.
Nah,
and I'm gonna
bro.
be honest with you, Drake is also in my top 5. So with that being said, I'm like not even being biased. I genuinely feel like the way that the rap battle would have been something completely different. And another reason why is because it would have only been them two.
Yeah.
Nobody else would have jumped in it to make other confusion, or it would have just been us literally looking at them two. But with Drake and Kendrick's battle, it was a lot of other distractions.
Yeah. And then it was, so I the reason why I think it would have been a better battle is because you have two technicians going against each other.
Yeah.
And iron is always going to sharpen iron.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that they would have been challenged to make records that don't have anything to do with personal disses and all of that. And to me, that's where the overall great records would have came from.
No.
Between him and Drake, it was, I mean, they hate each other. We know. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about each other's wives and kids and all that other shit. That shit has always been corny to me. Always.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
So this shit beef.
Yeah,
But
I know.
you and everybody
I
around
understand.
you.
It's
I
not
understand.
that.
It's
Like, it's
I
not
understand,
that.
but it's
It's
all
not beef.
to me. It
It's
reduces
done in poor taste.
and it reduces the amount of creativity that you actually have.
No, it does not, bro.
In my opinion,
At the end of the day, bro, like, no, first and foremost, this whole, like, if Cole was in it, like, no. Cole doesn't even make great records, bro.
That's a lie.
Stop it.
No,
that's
he doesn't
a lie.
even make great records,
does.
bro. No, he's a great rapper,
You're
bro.
tripping.
He's a great rapper.
You
Great
lost
rapper.
it.
But if you're talking about Kendrick and Drake, like, by far have better songs, records.
In comparison to Cole, that is an incredible point. I will not take away from that. But
to say that he doesn't make great
music, that's
I didn't say he doesn't make great music.
You
I'm
say
talking
he
about-
doesn't make great
there's
songs.
No, this is the
That's
thing.
just
No, this is
terrible.
his thing. This is the thing. There's a difference between a record and a song.
Correct.
Okay, so he has tons of songs. He's and as an immaculate rapper, he can make songs all day. The records are like The Middle Child and what's the one that everybody knows and loves?
Crooked Smile.
Crooked Smile.
No, hell, y'all always go to Crooked Smile.
It's a great record. What are you talking about?
Bro, I'm talking about his biggest record ever, bro. To the Hoes Up in Greystone.
That's not KOD.
Bro, his biggest record, and people always, you keep going to Crooked Smile, bro.
I can't think of it.
Yes, that one.
First things first, rest in peace,
Uncle
Uncle
Phil.
Phil.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like
He
love
has
that
a lot
song.
of those.
these are records.
Yes, he
that's
has
a
those.
difference between records and songs. And I'm saying, I'm not. It's
Deja
not to
Vu, Lights Please, No Role Models. You're talking
no
about
role
No
models.
Role
No
Models.
role models. So these are records by him, bro. So
Yes.
it's a difference between records and songs.
Power
and when
Trip
it
was
comes,
incredible.
Power Trip, yeah, and who was on the hook?
Miguel.
Exactly.
his
So it's a
song,
record.
though.
I'm not saying that to diminish it, but I'm
Okay.
saying like these are records.
Yes.
They're structured like
We
that
just
way.
gave you 5.
So when,
Oh, me. He over here like, but I'm just saying.
but if you want, you gave me 5, right? And I
Yes.
turn around and give you 20 from Drake and Kendrick. So that's what I'm
but
saying. So
it's
let's
not the-
not.
it's
that
the-
wasn't an argument.
That's we agree
So
with
no,
you
so
in
what-
comparison to them too. What I'm saying is that to say that his lyrical articulation wouldn't have been able to keep up with Kendrick.
Oh no, I didn't deny. I don't deny that. I don't deny that at all.
It would have
to me it would have been a better.
But
it would have been a better rap, a beat.
Him doing that doesn't make it a better or more entertaining like rap battle at all.
To your point, right? Everybody would have said
been more entertaining
because it would have been
not more
it would have been
entertaining.
True hip hop and the people.
Bro, but see that be the thing. It's like,
but everybody give him this flack about being this boring rapper and all this. He's not boring.
He does have an air of being. No, it's not because he can rap. Bro.
He can rap.
It's not because he can rap. He doesn't make like great records, bro.
That's not true.
And I disagree.
It's a difference
we can agree to disagree.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
we can agree to disagree.
I'm gonna say this: Drake is the reason why I was entertaining because Kendrick ain't never made somewhere I just been like, past Poetic Justice, turn on that Kendrick. I don't never get in the car and say that. And I'm not saying that he's not an incredible artist. Like, actually, this beef made me respect him more. But I don't know K. Dot.
He got a lot of records I love.
Okay. Could Cole get Drake? Drake could. Kendrick is booked for the Super Bowl halftime. Could Cole do that?
Absolutely.
No.
Yes, he could.
Let me ask you why you think he can't.
And Drake has turned down the Super Bowl 3 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but why do you think
it's not about the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl doesn't define hip hop.
It doesn't define hip hop.
The Super Bowl is just an additional catalyst of an artist being able to be commercialized.
Correct, exactly.
So I don't care about the Super Bowl.
My question is why do you think he can't?
Correct.
Because I'm talking about they have a larger catalog of hit records.
It's 15 minutes, bro. He has those records.
But when you say that,
bro,
you make it seem as if that if anything, that makes the argument for Lil Wayne over fucking Kendrick Lamar even more valid.
No.
Yeah, it does.
For what? You talking about Wayne at the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah,
when you're saying, hey,
because then you have to actually perform the records.
It doesn't matter if
we talking about Wayne.
You don't. They're literally performing these songs for 30 seconds. Rihanna got up there and just walked. And she's not a great performer.
I can make the case for Cole now more because he is an amazing performer.
He is. But I don't have an issue with Kendrick being at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't
What
either.
I'm saying is, if you're trying to stipulate J. Cole, who can actually be extremely commercial, if he wanted celebrity and fame, he gets it.
But you don't get no
trying.
cookie for like, oh, I could do this, but I don't do this. Like,
no, well, Kendrick does it. Kendrick does the same thing. Kendrick is doing the same. This is why I'm having the issue with this. Kendrick does not like the spotlight. He pop up and pop in when he gets ready.
Yeah.
J. Cole
and I'm
does
okay with
the
that.
same. And I don't have an issue with it either.
I'm okay with that.
J. Cole does the same thing.
I'm okay with that too, yes.
The comparison is, could J. Cole, who has no real fickleness in his background, nothing going on. This is just a regular standard family man. This guy just want to do his job and go home.
Yep.
When you're saying, can he catapult at the Super Bowl? And then we're sitting here talking about, well, Lil Wayne, he don't like to perform his songs. Bro, we got months for them to get ready for a 15-minute set to run through a catalog of stuff that's only going to be 30 seconds per song. They both could do it, and they both have the catalogs to do it.
No, it's not about the catalog. It's the catalog of hit
True
records
story.
that translate
He could do
beyond the United States. Mainstream, everybody knows.
He could absolutely
Cole,
do it.
Listen, Cole's base is the reason why Cole is big as he is. The Dollar and the Dream tours, all that stuff. Like, we love Cole for who he is. When I went to that tour with him in 21, it kind of like etched it in and reminded me. I'm like, I like Cole, but you know what? He don't really got like, it's like a lot of album cuts. It's a lot of filler stuff that's like we love. These are like cult classic records. Like, we love these songs.
We can agree.
But are they
this.
big hit records?
This is hurtful.
Yeah.
Are they big hit records?
This has been his position, though. This is not nothing new.
Bro, he has full albums that don't have no hit songs on it. KOD, For Your Eyes Only, like full albums that don't have no hit records. I love them too, but they don't have no hit record on it.
All right, so with a hit record being an element of a classic album, right? He's still, you have
I don't think it's an element of it being a classic. Because Killer Mike, your favorite, don't got no fucking hit record, and you think it's a great album, don't you?
It's an incredible
Okay,
album.
then no fucking hit song on it. So,
but by that denunciation, that makes it even worse because Killer Mike, he earned those Grammys. Yeah. And so when you're saying hit record, you're saying Killer Mike, you're saying J. Cole, these people are known well enough in order to do the Super Bowl.
Killer Mike could do the Super Bowl?
No, we're not saying that.
No, Killer Mike is not. I don't think Killer Mike could do the Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is, if the requirement is hit record, then when you look at the commercialized music, or even in comparison to what their performance standard is, their performance standards is the Grammys. And when you're talking about what a person could obtain, Killer Mike having those many Grammys off of that one album alone, that put him in a different lane. So I don't think Killer Mike could do the Grammys. I mean, the Super Bowl.
No,
but if you're saying, which we know, he has no hit record. That's true. None of them went, they weren't on the radio or anything. For that album, because that is a very great fucking album, then that would make my point with Cole. He could.
It's critical. My thing is, it's critical acclaim versus mainstream appeal.
But which one is more important?
The Super Bowl is not, you're 1,000% correct. It is not the standard and the pinnacle of our artists' career. It's not.
Yes.
But how many hip hop artists have headlined the Super Bowl? So, or how many have even just performed at the Super Bowl?
But if we
when we have that conversation, is speaking to the fact of how important mainstream appeal is for that standard.
But when we talk hip hop, right? Why do we always move the goalpost? Because in hip hop is critical acclaim. Our favorite records, our favorite albums, our favorite tracks aren't the tracks that got I ain't gonna say 5 mics. It aren't the tracks that were nominated at the Grammys. These are not the tracks that everybody is actually singing at the Super Bowl. It's your Cameron Purple Haze album, or your Lil Wayne, the Carter One tracks off of that album, or your Kanye College Dropout, the cuts that necessarily didn't make Billboard Hot 100, but these are the tracks that we love. So hip hop is immersed in critical acclaim.
Yeah, that's dope. But you're not going to do the Super Bowl off of Let the Beat Build.
No.
Do the Super Bowl off a song.
You and I are on the same page about Lil Wayne not performing at the Super Bowl.
I'm going on several artists. You're not doing it off Let the Beat Build.
Yeah.
Wayne. You're not doing it off of Song Cry. Jay. You're not doing it off of.
You don't think Jay-Z could perform at the Super Bowl?
I said Song Cry.
Oh.
I'm talking about your favorite cuts.
Yeah.
The critically acclaimed records is not what puts an artist in no.
I agree with that. No, that is not what puts you on the Super Bowl stage. No, I agree. But what I am saying is that we have to also acknowledge critical acclaim, because
it's absolutely
because when you make references or comments to say, oh, like Killer Mike and he don't have a hit record on there. Yeah, but he got cuts on there that got him to the Grammy.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. But the conversation was about the Super Bowl.
Cole can perform at the Super Bowl.
Cole did the halftime for the All-Star when it was in Charlotte, and even that felt very.
This is feeling based off of actual talent and being worthy to be there.
Yeah, and
it's about the music. It's about the music.
And
he gonna get up there. He gonna get up there and do Crooked Smile.
Man, stop
since y'all
playing.
love Crooked Smile.
So look,
bring out T-Boss.
So
what we doing?
Russ, I love Russ, right? So are you a fan of, or do you know who Russ is, Paris?
I don't.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of Russ. Russ had a back and forth with a who was the journalist?
I don't know who the journalist was, but I think she's like a prominent journalist though.
I believe so too. Well, I'll let you kind of introduce this particular topic, Teddy.
So he had a back and forth with like a journalist on Twitter, right? That kind of like bled into a conversation amongst like the whole journalist community and different media heads. But him and Shorty was going back and forth. It was more so a conversation of, she felt that he wasn't that big of I don't know where it stemmed from, but she was saying like, you're not even that big of an artist, or nothing that you do like even like would compare to X, Y, and Z. Like, you found the exact tweet?
Yeah, I have his response to whatever the conversation was. Yes.
But he said his response, which triggered things, was, as a journalist, you're not as important, because at the end of the day, if you don't have an artist to or athlete to or entertainer to write about, then
You're irrelevant.
You're irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then that just, caused the whole like ruckus, on the timeline for like that day, as far as like journalists and modern day journalists, especially like we're talking about in hip hop and just urban in general. And then the blending of real journalism in comparison to just, media heads like academics and fucking Adam 22 and, these different people that don't come from like a professionally bred background.
Right.
So yeah, it just created a whole conversation around that. And even just the fact that in the urban world, like our biggest artists aren't even giving our platforms like the time of day anymore. I know they spoke of how Drake hasn't done an interview and I don't know when, but he just did a cover story in an article for a fucking fishing magazine.
Yeah.
When you have breakfast clubs and you have like all these different, outlets.
But let's be clear. I can say this is a
Hold on, I want to read the tweet.
Okay,
and
perfect.
then we could jump into that, right? So Russ said, respected journalists want artists to do interviews with them. Makes sense. But here's the issue. Most journalists don't have their own platform, so that somewhat forces the artist to fund and produce the interview themselves. I've done it because I see the value in it, but I understand if an artist doesn't want to pay for their own interview. Number 2, naturally, as artists, we have shit to say and we want what we have to say to reach the most amount of people. So going to where the majority of people's eyes are, i.e. streamers, etc., is attractive. Number 3, nobody cares about reading interviews on magazines. I agree with that 1,000%.
Absolutely.
Outlets anymore. Video interviews are king and video interviews cost money. See point 1. Number 4, and the last point, he says, really the only solution is journalists, just like everyone else, have to build up their brand/fan base and name themselves so that they can attract artists to their platform, or artists just invest money in producing their own interviews with respected journalists and putting it on their own platform. I've done this with B-Dot a couple of times. I agree 1,000% with him, especially on point number 3 when he talked about video interviews are king. I'm not going. I think I seen somebody just did. Oh, Elliot Wilson just did a article, interview with somebody. Oh my God. And it was he tweeted the link to read, like go to a website and read the interview. And I was like, Elliot Wilson, who the fuck still reading interviews still?
Elliot follows me.
Yeah, he used to follow me, I think. No. Yeah, he unfollowed me. But who was the interview? It wasn't DJ Mustard. Oh my gosh, this was like not too long ago. I'm gonna try to find the tweet. But I said to myself, I was just like, who the fuck is still reading interviews? So I agree with Russ. I agree with Russ wholeheartedly. Journalists need artists because they need to ask artists questions, dive into their artistry behind the music. And you need artists to do your interviews. That's why I appreciate people like Ebro.
Yes.
I appreciate people like Rosenberg. I appreciate people like I love Budden. I don't agree with everything he says, but I love Budden's podcast, especially when they bring people on and they get into the actual artistry behind what they're doing. R&B Money Podcast is one of my favorite podcasts right now.
I love that podcast. It's incredible.
Yeah, like so when journalists make these kind of, I think, and we've said it here before, like the academics of the world and the Adam 22s of the world, they've really put a stain on what real journalism is, because they're highlighting bullshit, beef, all of this other negativity, and it takes away from the actual artistry of what these people are putting into their music. I love when you go onto an interview or a show and Charlamagne asks you, well, in this lyric, blank, 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 what did you mean? You know what I'm saying? What's the thought process behind this? What made you pick this particular producer for you to like? I like those types of questions and not who the fuck your baby mama is. So.
Okay. I'm going to say this and I can only speak from a person that has a foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Commentators don't respect the artist anymore. We are just as, well, not me specifically, but a lot of them have just as much of a name as them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the position where they feel like some of the artists wouldn't be who they were without their platform.
Gotcha.
And when you see situations like, the Vlad and the Marlon Wayans, or, you're seeing these artists have like issues with each other, like Joe and Cardi. One of my biggest issues is that the artists are also way too sensitive and there is no more PR training. So now we need that. Like, we need these artists to want. Well, we're Lil Woody and Jaguar Wright and Orlando Brown and fucking Charleston White are going on interviews talking about
Jesus
shit they don't
Christ.
know.
Yeah.
Or ignorant conversations. I would love to see actual artists go to these platforms. And one of the best people that have done a good job, aside from Joe, and highlighting it because we know the Breakfast Club is a staple, it's Kai Cenat. I love seeing artists go to Kai with their rollouts.
Yeah.
When Offset went, when Nicki Minaj went, it was just fun. It was really refreshing.
He does it in his own way. Yeah.
You get to see them be human.
Mm-hmm.
And we also need, aside from like the Breakfast Club with casual conversation or, R&B money, because it takes people back to a more authentic part of them. We do need somebody who has a platform that can interview the artist and specifically keep it on brand to music, career, progressive goals, as well as family.
Yeah.
And that's what they used to do in the magazines.
Well, shout out to Charlamagne because he's doing the Out of Context series right now. I think all his interviews are in black and white. That interview series is dope.
Okay. I'm going to have to check it out.
Glorilla was the last one he just did. He talked to Big Sean. He's talked to Glorilla, Big Sean. It was somebody before that. And then I think he's on maybe episode 5. But it's a real in-depth conversation about the artist. No bullshit.
Yeah.
No, not like
And that's what
he's
they
bringing
used to
back
do in the magazine.
Correct. He's really bringing back. I know he get a lot of flack for the whole how he is on Breakfast Club, but he's a great interviewer.
He is.
Oh, Kevin Hart was the other one.
I genuinely love the way
Kevin Hart.
Charlamagne interviews because he's going to push the envelope, but he's going to ask the questions that make the artist have to dissect.
Absolutely.
And the way that he formulates conversations, it requires them to be more prepared.
Yep.
Yeah.
They need to have that. We've gotten away from PR training so bad. And then that kind of gives the artist more of a reason to go on their own platform and control the narrative.
True.
They can see a comment and ignore it and then respond to or partake in what they want to partake in.
Yeah.
But Lizzo just went to the women's power movement. She completely deflected from answering questions about SA. And it's like, that was the platform for that. Yes, you gave a very PR answer, but you were defensive and you were deflecting, and it did not make a good move for that, because as a woman, if you're saying these things are not true about you, the best way to take ownership was to do it on a woman-dominated arena where you do have the opportunity to speak up for yourself. And too many times, these artists are using their platforms to talk when you really need to shut the fuck up. And one thing that I can say about Megan Thee Stallion, regardless of my sentiments regarding the case or that entire debacle, I love how she went to an outlet. She went to Prime to say, okay, this is how this is going to be told. Same thing with Lil Baby. Lil Baby went to Prime to say, this is how this is going to be told. And it's a better way of getting that narrative out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thoughts, bro?
I think it's an ecosystem, right? And every part of the ecosystem is needed. We deflect on like DJs and like their non-importance. Now we talking about journalists. Like, everything is needed. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, okay, so these different interviewers, their platforms are, just as big or sometimes bigger than the artists. But then a lot of times that's what you were speaking on, is why artists sometimes shy away from doing these interviews, because they're coming to them and it has nothing to do with the music. Like, I love Vince Staples, right? Right. And Vince will hit you head on about like, he's like, nigga, I'm here about my album. Yeah. Like, where you asking me about X, Y, and Z for? Like, he will call you out on it. Like, I've seen him do, I feel like it was a Breakfast Club interview at that. But I do, on the flip side, understand like the it's all about money, right? Yeah. full like outlets have folded. Like I think it was Sports Illustrated folded. Like so it's click culture, it's shock value culture. It's all got to equate to money at the end of the day. So people got to do what they got to do to create some kind of excitement and bring in viewership and consumption. But in the spirit of doing that, not lose the essence of why artists, come and speak. I do think that we lack PR. Where you say artists are sensitive, my only I guess caveat to that is, yeah, they may be more sensitive, but you also have to agree that we're in a different day and age where they're dealing with things that artists of the early 2000s weren't dealing with.
Yeah.
Well, no, because those are two different things. It is easy for artists to be associated and demonized with something that's a stigma. That's not in conjunction with an artist being offended by things where they typically would sit through the interview and just work through the conversation, which we've seen with Tyler.
Yeah.
We've seen with the whole thing with Drake and Joe Budden where Drake DM'd him and it was just kind of, hey, bro, you may not like this. This is what this is. Yeah. This is your job. And at the end of it, you're not going to always get the glitz, the glamour. Cardi B is one of the biggest artists, and Nicki Minaj, those are two of the biggest artists that always have an issue with people saying negative things about them. And that comes with it. Yeah. You can't control the narrative, and you don't have any dominion over people who don't support you.
Correct. Gotcha.
I just think there's a level of viewership from the artist's perspective now that wasn't prevalent if you go back 15 years.
And what's that? So, because Beyonce's still a part of it, and so is Nicki. Nicki's been around over 15 years.
What I'm talking about is since the inception of social media and where social media in 2005-06 isn't social media in 2024. Right. So therefore, as a human being, when you accept I don't want to say responsibility, but when you take, you're an artist, you're a superstar, there's certain things that come with the job at the end of the day. But regardless, they're still humans. The same way we just applauded, how Kai Cenat humanizes them. They're still humans at the end of the day.
And I agree.
So if there's a level of viewership in 2024 via social media, everything that comes through that an artist in maybe 1999, 2000 didn't have to deal with, then there's going to be a level of sensitivity that has to be.
The only thing that they're doing different today than they were doing then is we are more accessible to them.
That's what I'm speaking, accessibility.
The only thing that would change, instead of them having a crazed fan fly to their home, locate them, and jump over a fence or paparazzi or selling their information online, they run a platform, self-induced most times, because a lot of them do have other people or publicists that help run the platform. But most times, they're logged in.
Yeah, of course.
And they will engage. And one of the things that has hurt them is the fact that they do not know how to do it like Rihanna or Nicki Minaj. Because, for instance, Cardi B, she started off as an influencer. But you knew you had hate commentary as an influencer. Now that you're an artist and you have more exposure, nothing changed except your status. Everything about this can be controlled. Drake post and go. You don't see him in his comments interacting or engaging much. Does he? Yes, it's not a common thing.
Right.
Or when they're going on lives. A lot of them get on lives as an additional form of revenue, or they try to promote something. They know they have something coming out, and they're trying to get the visibility and crowd engagement. Right. They're using their prowess as much as they can.
Gotcha.
But the issue is they want to have control over that also. You're accessible. That's what this is. You want to participate on the internet, but they literally see what Beyonce does. She posts and she goes. Yeah. You have that option. So the accessibility is also something they absolutely can control.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you say Beyonce, that's the difference between a legacy artist and a more modern artist. Beyonce is seasoned, been around how many years maybe now?
Over 20.
Yeah, so it's there's going to be a different level of maturity and artist development that puts them in a space where even Rihanna just ain't going.
Giving excuses doesn't alleviate the choice.
I mean, the choice is there. It's going to be more. It's going to be more of an option when you're not prepared to deal with such.
And the thing about it is when you, and I'm saying this as an individual who has a platform, on any given point in time, I go viral on Twitter every day. Majority of my videos or my content, if I wanted to go viral, I know how to do so. And I'm very meticulous about my video post. It is my decision to interact and respond to negativity and positivity. It is my decision. On any given day, I'm interacting and talking to about 3,000 people on regular. So I don't have to make excuses for a individual who, one, doesn't solely run their own account,
right,
and two, who can just simply put the phone down.
Right.
Or cut off the comments.
Go to your home
They
screen.
do it when they want to be hateful.
I say it all the
you
time.
can all of it. The algorithm of social media is something you can control.
Or
And
mute the tweet.
The same way that I give flack to regular individuals who log in, you control what you like by liking it. If you stare at something too long, 15 seconds, that's all they need. Now, everything that has keywords in that element, it's now your algorithm.
I'm the king
And all of that. All of that shows you. Like, so if you see something you do not resonate with,
right,
you have the option to mute words. You have the option to minimize who talks to you. I can literally control just talking to my own audience, even on Instagram.
Yep.
I can control the type of DMs I receive. I can also control who responds to my story. Just people who follow me or nobody at all. So there is no excuse for this.
People are pain freaks, man, because like I agree with you 100%. The mute feature on Twitter is one of the best features.
Love it.
have.
Down.
I will like the tweet just so I know where to go back to find it, just to check the analytics on it or whatever. But once that bitch is muted, bro, I'd never see these people again.
I bookmark mine.
Yeah. All of mine are in my, because I know you can't see the likes no more. So I maybe I should use the bookmarks now. But
I bookmark all of my tweets just to go back and see the thought process of the people in the comments.
Gotcha.
And it's very interesting to me.
It is.
But more times often than not, if I don't want to see something, I don't see it.
Right.
I'm very big on saying I don't like gruesome stuff and we shouldn't be so desensitized.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell me that the other people who are celebrities who have means and resources to tell you you're broke anytime they feel like you are some victim to the algorithm.
Right.
You're not, because when you want promo, or when you want to get on here, you want to fuel drama, you want to check somebody, you ain't got no problem with it then.
Yeah. So we about to wrap up, man. Finna get in the shit you said. I got my tweet pulled up, Teddy. If you want, I can go first.
There you go. Let me go see.
You got something?
I don't.
Do you know? Are you familiar with shit you said? So basically, this is a segment where Teddy and I, we pull up tweets from each other. It could be from this week, it could be from past, whenever, and we just question each other on the thought process behind where that tweet came from. So on October the 14th, 2024 at 6:37 p.m.
That wasn't too long ago, shit.
Teddy said, "I know you got ass, but girl, can you cook?" I thought that was polarizing. What was going on right then, brother? What's going on? You was hungry?
No, it was a lyric from a Dom record. Favorite song on the album, Rolling. But I mean, yeah, it was nothing more than I heard the lyric and I'm like, that's definitely very pertinent to this day and age. Like, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, cause I got something for you too.
Okay, so the tweet I found was. You said, and this, you doubled down on it. So you said,
God,
having a fat kid is just lazy parenting. Then you doubled down by saying, fix that baby some fruit. He had Oreos all week long.
Yeah. Get that baby some fucking fruit, man. God damn. And then there were people in the comment. I don't even know where that came from. I think it was a tweet that I seen float across my timeline. It was just a real fat kid. And I'm just like, bro, like it's literally mechanisms out here, and I'm not, and there was a few people in my comments saying, "Oh, high metabolism," and they named all of these other juvenile kind of diseases that occur, whatever low metabolism is or whatever. But I'm just like, I'm not talking about having a deficiency. I'm talking about merely you're giving your child whatever they ask for on a daily basis, cookies, candy, cake, you know what I'm saying, cupcakes, all this bullshit, and it's not balanced meals. That's what breeds obesity in children. These children are not active no more. Everybody on the tablet, everybody on Roblox, everybody on fucking what's the other little game they be playing? Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Make these kids go outside. Make these kids ride a bike. Be active in PE. Put them in an extracurricular activity and give their ass some fruit. Fuck that shit. And I don't take it back either. Motherfucker. Lastly, Miss Paradise Paris. You said, hold on, let me find it. Because I had it pulled up here. This was interesting. On October the 12th, 2024 at 2:05 p.m., you said people do not look at sex as a responsibility. They see it as solely as a fun activity, and that's the biggest issue. I am curious to know, what did you mean by that?
A lot of times when we think about sex, we think about it recreationally, and as a stress reliever. As much as that may be so,
right,
we don't talk about the actual priority that goes into making sex enjoyable.
Right.
Not just talking about the intimacy part of foreplay, from the location, the health risk of it, the pregnancy risk of it, and also just simply having the communication and being on the same page with the other person. So many small, minute things can be considered sexual misconduct to the point where a lot of that gets overshadowed because the law is very, very specific.
Yeah,
of course.
So when you're saying like, I'm finna bring us some shots or I'm finna bring a bottle over to her crib, that can easily be translated into coercion. Whereas you will see conversations all the time where a woman says, I'm about to go get drunk at brunch and then go slip my man out. So there's a lot of responsibility that goes into sex that we overlook a lot because of how recreationally we do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have something?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh shit. And then we gonna close out after that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You got one for both of us?
For both?
This for you, Teddy.
Okay.
This is just interesting to me. It's not it's not really much. I honestly don't believe we were made to view this many people's opinions on literally every fucking thing known to man. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I agree.
I just feel like our optics intake too much.
Yeah.
You know, and while it's dope that we found a way, especially like us in our culture, to like monetize and build platforms off of just speaking and expressing opinions. Like the Twitter of 2024 isn't the Twitter that I joined back in like 2008, 2009.
Right.
And I put that tweet out because I used to enjoy speaking into the void.
Oh yeah.
And now I log on and just in one scroll, I can go from being horny to being pissed off to being sad to being disappointed in the world. So, you know, you can control a lot of different things, but I just personally don't feel like we were made to just intake like all these different opinions.
I agree.
You know, in just such a small space.
I agree.
That's fair.
My thought.
You got some? If you don't got nothing else.
On the day of our Lord and Savior, October 17th, 2024. In the year of our Lord of 2024.
Okay, I'm listening.
5:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How you even like a woman with no ass? What the fuck you mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
What that mean?
You gotta have something back there. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, little booties matter, all that good shit.
I hate that song.
Like, they don't really matter on this side.
At all.
I'm just saying. Like, I like a well-proportioned woman. That's all I was saying. I appreciate more well-proportioned women. Little booty women, yeah, y'all get love too, just not for me. That's all. And I'm gonna end it like that. Paradise Paris, thank you so much. You have been amazing. I really, really enjoy following you. You have a polarizing opinion. You're very intelligent. And I wish nothing but the best for you. Like, I know you get a whole bunch of hate from people, but I really don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. I don't, because I see it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see, but I also see the intelligence and the masterful commentary that you do put out. And I just wanted to tell you that in your face.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
I genuinely appreciate that.
Sure.
And I respect everything that you do. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Teddy.
And sharing you guys' platform and respecting my opinion enough to say, hey, you can join us in conversation. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We don't duck no smoke now. We ain't doing that. So we
You did, but
Oh yeah.
I say it later.
Hey,
Smoke,
first
the
of all,
smoke was
You was
ducked.
bobbing and weaving like your ass was in the motherfucking Matrix.
yes, this was the Audio Dope Podcast. This was episode 10, man. We this is season 1. We ended it off with a bang. Thank you so much, Paradise Paris, for joining us, man. We gonna be back with season 2. We got some more fun shit coming, and we gonna take it to another level, man. I'm your boy, way more fly than you.
It's your boy Teddy.
And it's me, Paradise Paris. Bye, y'all.
Holla at your boys and girl.